Hi everybody, welcome to the live stream. I'm Tisa Blackburn and I am your Acrylic Diva. And I'm back with my Blue Yeti microphone. Yay! I was limping along there without the Blue Yeti there for a while, and I'm sure glad I've got it back. So hopefully the sound looks great and everything. We're working along. Today I wanted to talk about good holiday gifts for your artists, friends, and you, if you're an artist and you want to get some good, wonderful stuff. This is a good time to be doing that. The first thing we're going to talk about is digital art. And, the best way to be doing that is on an iPad, I think. I'm going to just turn the music down a little bit. Just a skosh. There we go. So I'm going to put a couple of different iPads in the carousel for you. And then we'll look at the iPad overhead. We'll look at the iPad screen. We'll look at the Apple Pencil. We'll also look at some traditional art supplies, quote unquote, brushes, watercolor, some paper, some stuff like that, some acrylic paint. We'll do some fun stuff. So stick around. If you have not followed me, hit that follow button. And scrolling right below me, there we go. Scrolling right below me is some information on how to enter the contest. I give away something every month. And I believe what I've come up with this month is a free class in my online school. So visit that link that you're seeing there and you can enter the contest. Make sure you hit that follow button. Jamie Kowalski, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. If you are watching me on YouTube or Facebook, you can go to that link that's scrolling through your screen, and there's a link to the live stream over on Amazon. You can hop on over there or just watch from YouTube or Facebook. Wherever you want to be is fine with me. Let's look at the Apple iPad 2021, the Apple iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch. That's the one that I have highlighted in your carousel right now. And that's the one that I'm going to be working on today. I'll be showing you that one. Let's look at it on the overhead. Wake up, iPad, wake up. My iPad went to sleep. There. Let's look at it on the overhead camera. And you can see, here's my hand, so you can get a sense of the size of that. And my blue, Band-Aid, blue tape Band-Aid, fancy Band-Aid. So that kind of gives you an idea of the size there. You've got a lot of real estate when it comes to that 12.9 inch. Also, let's take a look at the Amazon page for that. I'm just going to put the Amazon page up so you can see the specifications on that. Let's take a look at it. And there. Okay, so that is your 12.9 inch 2021 Apple iPad Pro. That's the one I'm working on. This particular specification on this one is 128 gigabytes, and it's coming in today at $999. So that is the price today. Also, Amazon's giving you a payment plan there, so that's handy. And remember now, when I say a price, this is a live stream, so that's the price today. That could change, so just bear that in mind, okay? Let's look at some other ways that you could configure this iPad. Now, if you are looking to do digital art, this particular model at 128 gigabytes is plenty big enough. You do not need a huge amount of space, because you can upload to the cloud. If you start getting hundreds and hundreds of paintings, digital paintings, you can upload this to the cloud. I have a terabyte on my iPad, and honestly, I haven't even come close to filling that up. I mean, it's not even halfway. And I have hundreds of digital paintings on my iPad. In addition to, I think at last count, I had 14,000 photographs. It's insane. An insane amount of photos, videos, music, all kinds of stuff. So tons of stuff. So there you go. That is the 2021. And then, you can get it with Wi-Fi and cellular. And, I talk about this a fair amount. But one thing I think is important to remember, my Wi-Fi at home went down this morning. Cox cable was down until about 11 o'clock this morning. If I had to get any kind of, important paperwork or anything out, I would have been stuck if I didn't have 5G cellular. So luckily I do, so I can do whatever I need to do. Of course, it's going to be slower, but the point I'm trying to make is that when you get stuck, if you don't have access to Wi-Fi, then that cellular is going to come in really handy. And so if you're traveling or if you're at the beach or the park or something and you're creating on your iPad, you may want to have that cellular so that you can upload stuff to the cloud or send it to your grandma or something. So just bear that in mind. The M1 chip on this baby is fast. I am blown away by how fast it is. Let's look at it here. Let's go to the iPad screen, and that small window, you're going to see in that small window, those are my gestures there. Gestures are going to be really important when you're first working with the iPad. You'll notice on this iPad Pro that you don't have a home button anymore. So everything is gesture based. So you're going to want to pay attention to that. And, kind of get used to it, get used to those gestures. And of course, there's a handbook you can look at on the Apple website and stuff. But a couple of things that are kind of neat that you're going to want to know right away. One of them is the search engine, the search function on the iPad. Not only searches the iPad, but it also searches the internet. So if you just pull down from the center, you'll see that search bar will pop up, and I'll put red tennis shoes in. That's what I always put in. I'll put that in, and then of course it'll search Google. If I whoops, got notifications there. If I pull that search down again, you can see that I've got websites. If I've got something in my mail that says red tennis shoes, it'll search not only the iPad itself, but also the internet. Super handy, very handy to do that. And then control panel is up here in the corner. And when you pull control panel down, you get things like the dock connector, the flashlight, your camera, the notepad. You can get all kinds of things there in the control panel, and it's handy to have it right there. You can also use this as a remote control for your TV, which is super handy. So there you go. That's a couple of just little functional things there. While I'm talking about this iPad, I forgot to turn my phone off, and it won't recognize me because I have a Band-Aid on my thumb. I was trying to use my finger and it wouldn't recognize me. Okay, so I also want to put in your carousel right now the couple of refurbished iPads. So take a look at these. Let's see. Let me grab one. I think this one, that's an iPad Air. Okay, here's an iPad Pro. I highlighted that in your carousel. And that one is today, that one's $6.59. I'm going to put it up on the Amazon page for you. Let's do that. There we go. Okay, so take a look at that. That is a refurbished, renewed iPad from Amazon. And it's really important to take a look at these renewed items and understand that you have a 90-day warranty. You can get a replacement, or you can get a refund if it's not working out exactly the way you wanted it to. Also, let's just scooch this in over here, there. Also, remember that you are getting these pre-owned, refurbished items from someone like me, because that's what I do with my devices. I send them back to be renewed or refurbished. So, you know, it's a good thing. It's good for the planet. It allows someone to get into an iPad without, you know, having to mortgage the farm. And, you know, it's guaranteed. I mean, you can't go wrong. So when you are on these renewed pages, when you're looking at renewed devices and stuff like that, scroll down, just scroll down, and you'll come across this part of the page that says, what is Amazon renewed? And that'll give you all the information there. What's included, what the guarantee is, so on and so forth. So there you go. That's all about the renewed products there. And then I believe, are we getting... this one doesn't have a payment plan. Some of them do. You just have to kind of take a look at that. The next one I have here is another iPad Pro. Let's grab that one and look at it. This one is 128 gigabytes. It's the 12.9 inch, so it's the big size like what I'm working with right now. And boy, what a great price, $509. That's a really good price. There's only one of those left in stock. Oh, okay. There's only one left. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. The new version of Procreate, the 5.2 version of Procreate, will work with the iPads that are out. These iPads. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put that compatibility up. Where did I put that? Here it is, right here. Okay. So these are the devices that are compatible with the current version of Procreate, and it just went through an update, Procreate 5.2, and those are the ones that are that work with the current version. Now, if you have an older iPad, you can still go and get Procreate and use the older version of Procreate. And there's a way to do that. Just Google it, or go to the Procreate website, and they'll walk you through it. It's pretty simple. So there you go. That is the current version of Procreate 5.2, and those are the iPads compatible with that. So you don't need a ton of space. You can easily get by with this one that you're looking at on the screen, 128 gigabytes, perfect. You don't need any more than that. You don't have to have a big giant, 1 terabyte or something. Okay, so that's a couple of iPads there for you. I also want to just point out the Apple Pencil. The Apple Pencil, if I kind of go on and on about this, and everybody's like, yeah, Tisa, we know, okay, the Apple Pencil, blah, blah, blah. But here's what I want to say about that. The reason I want you all, if you're serious about doing digital art and you get your iPad, the reason I want you to get the Apple Pencil is because you get all the functionality, okay? You're not going to get anything that functional. You're not going to get the same kind of functionality with another stylus. It's just that simple. So why don't we look at what I mean? Let's go to the Procreate website or app here. So we're on the iPad, and that small window is where you see my gestures. By the way, if you haven't followed me, hit that follow button. Go to that link that you see scrolling underneath me. That is how you can enter the contest. This month, I'm giving away a free class in my online school. So be sure you enter that contest, okay? I'll be doing that drawing right after Thanksgiving, the Monday after Thanksgiving. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. So stick around, okay? Be sure you're popping in at 3 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's when I give those prizes away. And stick around, okay? Hit that follow button. Now, back to Procreate. You're looking at my homepage on the iPad, and the Procreate is the black box with the little brush stroke. So we're going to open that. Oh, look, I was painting earlier This is actually why I was late getting my live stream started. I was supposed to start at 3, and I think it started until about 10 minutes after because I was painting. I was painting in Procreate. So this is a crazy thing I'm working on. So whenever you come back to Procreate, it'll put you back where you left off. So there you go. This is what I was doing. Let's go to the gallery. Just tap gallery, and I'm going to get my pencil here. And I'm going to start a new canvas. So to start a new canvas, all I need to do is just tap that plus sign that's in the upper right corner. And then I can pick a canvas that I've already made, a size I've already made, or I can make a new canvas. And to make a new canvas, I just tap the black boxes there, and it'll give you all the specifications for making a new canvas. Now, one of the upgrades with the Procreate 5.2 is that you can make bigger canvases if you're using the Apple iPad Pro with the M1 chip. You can make canvases up to, I believe it is 12,000 by 6,000 pixels. Is that right? I'm forgetting. Anyway, the one that you just saw, let's go back. I'm going to cancel this. This one right here that you just saw, this image, open. This is 6,000 by 6,000 pixels. It's 20 by 20 inches at 300 DPI. So it's going to print beautifully at 20 by 20, maybe 27 by 27 even. And if you want to think about scale for size, take a look at this. This painting behind me right here is 36 by 36 inches. So if I print at 27 by 27, that's only 9 inches. That's only 4.5 inches smaller on either side than that canvas. And I can do that. I can easily do that in this program on the iPad Pro. Now, you can't do that on a smaller device, a smaller iPad with, like for instance, an iPad Air maybe. You're going to need to pay attention to that. That's why if you're serious about doing this, then you really probably want to get right into an iPad Pro with an M1 chip so you get the most bang for your buck, okay? All right. Oh, Nando, you saw my 3D rendering on YouTube. Isn't that wacky? Oh my God, it's so wacky. We'll do some here in a minute. We'll do a little bit. Yeah, it's fun. It's super fun. So one of the things that I was talking about with the pencil, I've got the pencil highlighted right now in your carousel. But one of the things that I want to do, I want to do a new layer. I'm just going to cover this artwork with a layer of white, just so we can work on it, and it won't hurt anything. I can take it away. So I'll just tap the layers panel and tap a plus to add a new layer. And I'm just going to tap color and pick white. And I'm going to just pull that over there and fill that with white. Now, I haven't hurt any of the artwork that's underneath. All I need to do if I want to take that layer away, make it disappear, bring it back, pretty simple. But I wanted to have a white canvas for you to look at because I wanted to show you the responsiveness of this pencil that I think is so cool. And I go on and on about this. I've talked a lot about it, but I think it's really important if you're into doing digital art, you're going to want a tool that's responsive and does what you expect it to do. And so this pencil, this is a second generation pencil. Because I have the new iPad Pro, it's going to be compatible with my iPad. When you buy a pencil, make sure you check the compatibility. And if we'll look at the, let's look at the Amazon page again real quick. Right down at the bottom of those Amazon product pages will be the compatibility. Double check that and make sure that you're getting the right pencil for the right iPad, okay? Okay, back to Procreate. Now, I'm going to grab a pencil, a paintbrush here. I'm going to go to sketching and I'm going to go to 6B. And 6B is the kind of pencil that I would use if I was 6B or charcoal maybe, something like that. If I was sitting in front of a figure and I was figure drawing on regular paper, I'd be using a 6B pencil. I might be using a soft pastel, something like that. But the thing for me, the pencil is where this really shines. It's where the Apple pencil really shines. So take a look at, I'm going to get black as our color. And we've got the pencil here. And on the left-hand side is the size and the opacity. I'm going to leave it at 100%. And let's see, how big is that? That's about right. So I'm going to make it kind of big so you can see what I'm doing. Now, here's what you expect it to do, right? I'm holding what's called a pencil grip. Let me make this so you can see it. This is a pencil grip. Actually, this is a pencil grip. This is a pencil grip, okay? That's how you normally write and draw and stuff like that. This is an easel grip. See that? See the difference? Easel grip, pencil grip. Why am I telling you this and why does it matter? Because if you've done any figure drawing and you've stood in front of the figure at an easel with a big tablet, a big drawing tablet, one of the things you'll notice, you probably do it naturally, is you grab that charcoal or that pencil like this, and it gives you this big range of motion. You can cover an entire torso. You can draw a contour line down an entire torso with holding your pencil like this. Like this gives you detail work, and you can get in closer and stuff like that, okay? Why does this matter? Because this is why it matters. So look at that little window in the right there. I'm using a pencil grip, okay? I'm using this grip, right? Pencil grip. Okay. And if I do that, I get close up kind of, you know, I get more detail work, right? If I want to, those are really bad too, so let's do something decent here. I'm tapping that out, so 2 taps makes it go away, 3 taps brings it back, okay? So let's do a nice figure here, like so, okay? Now that's fine for detail work. I'm using a pencil grip. But what if I want to shade in her hair, or I want to shade a shirt or something like that? Then I'm going to switch over to easel grip, and the Apple pencil will work. I can draw on the side, okay? So let's go to the overhead camera. I want you guys to see this. Where's the overhead camera? There it is. So see how I'm holding the pencil? Let's come in a little bit. I'm holding the pencil on its side, and I'm literally shading with it, just like I would a piece of charcoal, okay? Then if I want to do detail, I can do detail with a pencil grip, right? But that being able to shade on its side is what really blew me away when I started using this pencil. I couldn't believe how well it worked. I just couldn't believe that. Are you hearing a buzzing sound? No, I have a brand new Blue Yeti microphone. You're hearing a buzzing, ringing sound? I wonder if that's music. Maybe let's try taking the music off. Tell me if you're still... Nando is doing my sound tech again today. Boy, I thought we had changed it. Let's see if it changes. I've got my brand new Blue Yeti microphone. Just came today. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Maybe it was the music. Was my phone near the mic? Yeah, no, my phone is, I don't even know where it is. Where's my phone? Yeah, no, my phone is nowhere near the mic. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to take my monitors out because I'm not playing music anymore. So, oh, what a relief. I don't know how Adele wears those things. Oh, it's so hard to wear these, you know? It's really hard to wear them. Okay, hopefully the buzzing goes away, and we'll keep letting me know, okay, Nando? Thank you. My spontaneous sound engineer. All right, I know Adele doesn't have this problem. Did you guys see the concert at Griffith Park? What's it called? Not Griffith Park. Yeah, Griffith Park. The other night. Oh my God, that girl can sing. Holy cow, can she sing. All right, where was I? Apple pencil. So I'm going to tell you that I think the Apple Pencil is the best stylus for the iPad, and that's that, okay? And that's all I have to say about that. All right, next up, she makes you cry. I know. Nando says she makes him cry. I know. It's just because she's got such a great voice. All right, so that is a little bit about the Apple iPad, the iPad Pro, and the pencil. And definitely make sure you get the right pencil for the right iPad, okay? Once again, if you are not following me, hit that follow button and follow the link down there. That'll give you some information on the contest. And this month is a free class in my online school, okay? All right. How do we sound, Nando? How do we sound? Let me know. How are we buzzing? Are we zinging? Are we doing stuff? Let me know. Okay, let's look at some stuff in your, still sounding occasionally, oh boy. Well, who knows what that is. But at least I don't sound like Darth Vader. I was sounding like Darth Vader there for a while until I got the new mic. So hopefully I don't sound like Darth Vader. Let's also take a look at the Zugu Case. I'm going to go to the overhead camera so we can take a look at the Zugu Case. I love this case, you guys. I love this case. This is my new Zugu Case. And I've only had it a couple weeks. And I love it. It's got these 10 little notches right here, which is great because you have lots of angles that you can put the iPad at. It has this rubber grommet. And let me tell you, it's not a walk in the park to get that iPad in there. I mean, you really need to get it in there, and it fits really snug. And boy, my iPad is filthy. It's got junk all over it. I had lunch earlier, and I was painting and eating lunch at the same time. I don't recommend that. Anyway, the Zugu Case has this great rubber grommet, and it fits really tight, and it closes up really nicely and goes to sleep. This is magnetic. Then you flip it around, and you take the feet out. The feet are magnetic, and then you can put it at all these different angles. So you got lots of angles you can put it at. It has the nice big cutout for your camera. It has a pencil holder here, but you're going to have the Apple Pencil. And so the Apple Pencil goes on top like this, magnetic. But the cool thing about that is this little grommet here, I'm going to call it a holder. This right here keeps your pencil from rolling off, okay? So I had another case, and the pencil is magnetic, and it sticks on top, but it didn't have this little edge. And I was constantly finding my pencil on the floor, under the bed, down the side of the chair, because it would roll off of that case. So this one, it doesn't roll off of. You also have your power here, a couple of speakers. The buttons work really great. The buttons are right here, and they work great. More speakers. And it comes in a bunch of fun colors. It's purple. What could be wrong with that? It's purple, you guys. You know how much I love purple. So let's take a look at it on the Amazon page, because I love it. I love it. I want to show you the colors it comes in. And of course, they come out with it in limited edition pink right after I get my purple one. I'm like, doggone it. And I do love pink, but I love purple too. So here's the purple one. Red, it comes in red, which is yummy. Let's look at the red one. Let's look at these colors up close. There, red. Ooh, that red's pretty good too. That would be good for Christmas. Yeah, that'd be a good holiday present. Cognac brown. Very fancy cognac brown. Green. I'm not a big fan of green. Do you guys like green? I'm not crazy about green. I've never gotten the green thing. Never did. Pink, on the other hand, I'm all over the pink. Love me some pink. Pink and purple. And then blue. The blue's nice. It's not super bright. It's kind of nice and muted. And then your standard black. So a very good case if you have someone that is in your family and that is going to get an iPad for Christmas or a holiday gift. This is a really excellent choice to give to them because it's going to protect them. Very important. If you're going to spend that kind of money on a device, take care of it, okay? All right, so that's the Zugu case, all righty? Okay, let's jump over to another little case that I have. I pull it off the shelf. This little case, this is a sweet little case. And, you know, I am nothing if I'm not overprotective. So this is just a little sleeve. And we're going to have to come out a little bit because you can't see the whole thing under the camera. There we go. So it's just a little sleeve. Comes in pretty colors. And it's not fancy or anything. It's really inexpensive. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. But the nice thing about it is that it's extra added protection. It's padded, and it's got 2 pockets here. And it just zips up. Nothing fancy, right? Not fancy at all. Let's look at the Amazon page on that. There it is. Pretty flowers. This is a pretty one too. They've got some nice colors there. The reason I have this, in addition to the Zugu case, is that when I travel, I put the Zugu case inside this, and then I put it in my suitcase. Because I'm just like double protecting, okay? So there you go. That's a scoop on that. All right. What else? I think we're going to jump into some traditional arts, quote-unquote traditional art supplies. And we'll talk a little bit about watercolor and brushes and stuff like that. So let's do that. Is it hipster? Is it super hipster, Nando? my flower power thingamajiggy. Let's look at some watercolors and some paper and stuff. Let me grab the artist tiles. That's what we're going to look at first, the artist tiles. And I'll highlight those for you. These, you know, I've been playing with these artist tiles. Let's look at the overhead there. These are the Stratmore artist tiles. And they are 6 by 6 inches. Now, you know, in this live stream, finally some art. Well, Nando, I'm gonna do some art. I'm gonna get to some art. I'm gonna do both digital and analog art. So yeah, a lot of talking and then some art. This is the 6 by 6 inch. These tiles are 140 pound. They make great little watercolors. You know, that's a little 10-minute watercolor there. And I like the fact that you can do them and then you can take them off and it's only glued on one side. If you've ever used those, like a big watercolor block that's glued on all 4 sides, I always ruin at least 2 pieces of paper before I can ever get it off the block. So that's the scoop on that. That's the Stratmore artist tiles watercolor paper. Now this paper has a really nice, I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not, but it's got a really nice tooth to it. I would say that it is a cold press. It's not rough, but it's a cold press. It's nice, it doesn't buckle. And then you can pop that right into a frame. That'll look great for grandma. You know, you can do little artwork and give it to grandma for Christmas. She'd be over the moon, right? Okay. The other ones, the next ones, are the artist tiles. And these are the Bristol Surface. And I have a little watercolor that I did over there. This is the Bristol Surface, and this is a smoother surface and takes pen and ink really well. So look at that. That's a little watercolor there. It doesn't buckle. See, it's nice and smooth on the back. Little watercolor, and then some Micron. I love these Micron pens. I think I have them in your carousel too. These are the Micron pigmented ink. These are yummy, and they work really well on this Bristol because it has a bit smoother surface. Okay, so these are 6 by 6 inches. These are 100 pound, and the watercolor tiles are 140 pound. They're a little bit heavier, but they stand up really well to watercolor. These guys take mixed media like pen and ink, pencil, and you can get a finer line with these, right? The watercolor tiles have a little bit more surface texture, so your line could be a little bit bumpier, okay? Okay, that's the Stratmore Artist tiles and the watercolor tiles. Hi, Evans! Evans family's in the house. Nando wants to know, what's the difference between cold and hot press? And why would you need either of them? Okay, so that's a good question. That's a really good question. So what's the difference between hot press and cold press? Okay. What happens if you have wrinkled clothes? What do you do to them? You iron them, right? You take a hot iron and you iron them, okay? That is what hot press is. Literally, they literally put the paper through heated rollers and they iron all the texture out. Hot press is smooth. Cold press is textured. So cold press is your clothes before you iron them. Hot press is your clothes after you iron them. Cold press has texture. Hot press has no texture, okay? So the difference is, if you want to do fine detail work or fine line, then you're probably going to want hot press because it has no texture. Your lines will go down really smooth. You won't have bumpy, jaggedy lines. On the other hand, if you want to use cold press paper for watercolor, it's going to hold pigment better. The little tiny textural elements, little tiny bumps and textures on that paper are going to hold the pigment and hold the water. So there you go. Those are kind of the differences. And then when it comes to rough watercolor paper is like cold press paper on steroids. It's very rough, okay? That's the difference. Hot press, smooth. Cold press has texture. Rough, super texture, okay? All right. Yeah, and Evans, tell me if you hear the noise. I have the noise might be back. At least I'm not sounding like Darth Vader, I hope. And it's brand new microphone. So hopefully we don't have, maybe it's just a ding or something like that. You guys tell me what it is. I'm in the dark because I don't hear it. I can't hear it. I won't be able to hear it until I replay the recording back. And then I'll know what, I'll try and figure out what it was. Hopefully it's not too annoying. Okay, let's look at some acrylic paint pens. Now, I'm going to pull up my favorite set of acrylic paint pens. And I have to tell you, I'm in love with these. I love them. It happened last time. Nando's telling me, no, I have the crazy devil voice, Evans. Please say that's not true. Oh my gosh. It happened last time and it was something near your mic. Yeah, I don't know. There isn't anything near my microphone. And I have a brand new microphone. So it must be, I must have gremlins. Maybe it only happens when Nando and Evans are here. What about that? Huh? Are you guys doing something to my sound? That would be like remotely, right? Yeah, that would be too funny. So I want to show you, I'm playing with the markers here. I want to show you these markers because I love them so much. They are super wonderful. These are the Artistro Fine Tip. These are in your carousel. And it's Nando's fault. Yes, it is Nando's fault. Nando, stop messing with my sound. These markers, I love these markers. They're wonderful. And I got to tell you, there's a couple of things. It's one thing to have an art tool like a brush or a pen or paper or something that works really well. It's another thing. It's an entirely another thing, the design of that, the functionality of that. And what I mean by that is, have you ever had a set of pens or paint or pencils or sharpener or something that you love, but it's just too fiddly? It's like you can't get the cap back on the paint tube, or the markers have this funny box and you have to stack them just right to get them back in there. I don't know about you guys, but if the function of the art material is too hard to deal with, I don't care how good the quality is. If its functionality is all wonky, then I can't be bothered. Because it gets in the way of creativity, right? So here's the reason I'm going on and on about this is because these markers make me so happy because of the box they're in, okay? Now, take it from me. The paint in the markers is great, and they function well, and they don't dribble. I mean, they don't dribble. That's huge. They don't dribble. They don't blow up in your purse. They don't do that stuff, which if you've ever had that happen, you know that can be catastrophic, right? But the other thing that's so great about these markers is they have thoughtful design, okay? So somebody somewhere said, you know what, when we give these to artists, if they get ready to go home and pack up their markers, let's make it easy for them to put their markers back in the box and set up their studio for the next day, okay? So I don't know about you guys, but when I'm ready to go home, when I'm finished creating, I'm done. I don't want to spend an hour trying to put stuff away and all this other stuff. So check it out. Here's the box. First of all, you get a couple of extra nibs. You get a free ebook. You can scan the QR code and get a free ebook with instructions. You get information. You can find them on social media. You get all that stuff, okay? Great. That's all fine and good, right? Then you get the markers themselves, and the markers work great. They're wonderful. But this for me, this really does it. Look at this. There are no fiddly dividers in this box. This box, I can just have all of these out, and I can have them all over the table, and I'm painting, and blah, blah, blah. And then it's time for me to go home. Okay, I'm going home. I'm done. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm done. That's huge. And you know it is. And don't tell me it's not. Because how many times have you left your paintbrushes sitting in water, that breaks my heart, or you wouldn't put the cap back on something because it's just too hard, or whatever. It matters. Thoughtful design really matters. And that's one of the reasons I like these paint markers so well. I also like them because they work really well. Okay, so duh. But let me show you. It's Nando's fault. Evans, are you blaming Nando? Okay, good. Let's blame Nando for the bad noise. If anybody's watching and you're having bad noise issues, we're gonna blame Nando. Poor Nando, you didn't know you were gonna get in trouble, did you? So here are the markers. And it says right on the barrel here, shake, push, paint, recap. That's pretty straightforward, right? And so I'm going to shake it, and push it, make sure it's primed. These are primed because I've been using them. But look, I mean, it's not any harder than that, y'all. These are just so much fun to play with. Let's have a bouquet. I'm going to make a bouquet. A bouquet. That is just how hard it is. And then you get to put them back in the box and put it on the bookcase, and it works really well. Right? I'm obsessed with these little spiral things. And let's have stems. Oops, I didn't prime this one. Shake it and prime it. I'm not even reading the instructions like I'm supposed to. Shake it and prime it. Shake it and prime it. I didn't do what I was supposed to. Okay, well, I'll put this one aside. I'll use this one. I didn't shake and prime like I was supposed to. And that's not going to work. Where's this one? I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time priming these, so I'm just going to grab there, okay? They've got orange stems. I did not finish my pumpkin, no. You know, Yayoi Kusami has way more patience than I do. That's all I can say about that. Be sure that you prime them. When you prime them, make sure you push it and prime them like you're supposed to. I didn't do that. I wasn't paying attention. But, you know, you've got lots of... Has this one been primed? I'm shaking it. So you have to prime them and push the... But it only takes a few seconds, right? So there you go. And look, then they just go right back into the box and they go right on the bookcase. Bam. Oh, I love that so much. So much. Ah, I love it. Okay, speaking of pens and things that we love, the Pigma Micron is in your carousel. Let's look at these babies. This is the Pigma Micron and a little watercolor. And I did these on the Stratmore Bristol, these Bristol tiles. Here's one. I'm just going to pull it off. So let's do a little watercolor. Well, first let's do a little micron drawing. So we'll just do, I don't know what it is with me and spirals today, but we'll just do a few spirals. These are such great pens. They're pigment. It's pigmented ink, so they don't fade. And they are waterproof. And so once you let them dry, you have to let them dry. You have to be, you know, wait 30 seconds. Good grief, you know. 30 seconds isn't going to kill you. Right? Just wait 30 seconds. And let's do one more here. Maybe one here. Little one here. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. Now give that 30 seconds. While that's drying, I'll get a little water. Got a little water here. I'll get a watercolor brush. Where is my... I'm going to tell you guys, these brushes right here. Do I have the Princeton Aqua brush in the carousel? Let's see. Do I? I hope I do. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Princeton Aqua Elite. That's in your carousel right now. Oh my goodness. Can I just tell you how fabulous these are? They are animal friendly. What does that mean? Well, they are a synthetic sable, synthetic Kolinsky. And honestly, I got to tell you, I have had the real deal. The $150 sable brush. And then you never want to use it because you're afraid you'll ruin it. This is the Princeton Aqua Elite. This one's a size 8. I have a size 12 and maybe a 10. Oh boy, I can't tell the difference. These are such beautiful brushes. And check this out. Are you dry? Are you dry? Let me get some watercolor. Get my core watercolor out here. I'll show you the pretty set here in a minute, but this is my sloppy set that I make a mess with all the time. You're Googling red tennis shoes. Oh, Nando, you're so funny. Keep me in stitches over here. Let's put a little watercolor down on this right here. Now, the Pigma Micron's dry, so I'll just get a little bit of watercolor. Let's get a little Quin Magenta here. Of course it's going to be Quin Magenta. You knew that, right? And so we'll just put a little watercolor down on top. And a little purple. Not too dark. Just a little bit. And so how hard is this, right? How hard is this? Not hard at all. And guess what? You put this in a little frame and give this to your Aunt Tilly or something for the holidays, whatever holiday that is, or birthday, or, you know, Halloween. She'd be over the moon, wouldn't she? If you made her a little posy like that, of course she would. She would love you. She would put it in some place of prominence, and then she would tell all her ladies at the bridge club. She'd tell them all about it, right? So there you go. Whoops, that one's too dark. I'm telling you, these the core pigments are very strong. Look at that. I made a big mess. Let's pick it up. I'm just going to grab a bunch of water. There we go. Make a big blobby mess, and then I'll blot it. I'll just blot it. There. So there you go. That's just a little bit about the Pigma Micron with some watercolor. I'm going to pick up some of that purple. Pick it up. Fuzz it out a little bit so it's not quite so blobby. There we go. That's fine. So there you go. That is the Pigma Micron and a little bit of core watercolor. Do I have the core watercolors? Let's look at those. Core watercolors. These are some yummy, yummy watercolors. And I have a nice set that's not been, that I haven't made really messy. What did I do with it? Here it is. This is what they look like when they're new. Of course, that's my set that I've been using. And they have wonderful colors and very strong. You saw the amount of pigment you need is tiny. You don't need much at all. And they've got 12 colors. And they're very, very strong. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Yum! I love the palette over on the side, the hinged palette. That's a great travel set that is going to make someone a wonderful holiday present. You have an artist in the family, that is a perfect present for them, okay? All right. And, you know, I skimmed right over the, I'm going to go back. Whoops, I'm going to go back to them. I'm going to go back to the Princeton Aqua Elite. I'm going to put that up on the Amazon page for you because I want you to take a look at the details on this because honestly, it is a really, really good brush for the price. Oh golly, it's about the 10th the price of a sable brush, and I can't tell the difference honestly. It holds water really, really well. As a matter of fact, oh, how about I show you a little video about that? How about that? There. I made you a video on the Princeton brush. That's the size 12 that's in the video right now. And, you know, if you take a look at this, when I put this water down, take a look at how much water this brush holds. It's a pretty amazing amount of water. And it really does do a good job. Look at that, a great big shape. It holds the color and it spreads it out evenly. And then when it comes back to a point, you've got like a beautiful point that you can do detail with. That's pretty amazing, you know. It's not only got that big reservoir of water, but then when you come back with a point, you get that nice detail. So there you go. That is the Princeton Aqua Elite brush. And you know, honestly, I can't tell the difference between that and a sable brush. And I've been painting for a long time. So there. All right. What else do we have in the carousel? Let's take a look at, oh, you know, I have something kind of fun in the carousel for you. And it may not seem like a big deal, but it actually is a big deal. It's a color wheel, just a little color wheel. It's nothing fancy. It's just a pocket color wheel, but I really think everybody should have one of these. It gives you lots of information about the color, gives you your complements, split complements, adding white and black, what happens when you do that. On the back side gives you your complements, split complements, triads, all kinds of good information. So, and I think it's pretty reasonable priced, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable. So there you go. That is your color wheel. Now, I'm going to circle back to the iPad, which is what we started talking about. I'm going to put that back on the carousel for you. We've covered pretty much everything else, but I'm going to put that iPad back, and I'm going to pull the iPad back up so we can do a little digital painting, which is my favorite thing to do. So let's do a little digital painting, okay? Shall we? All right, that's where we left off. We left off with this drawing, and I'm going to just get rid of that because I think that was an extra layer. I was going to pick up my watercolor brush and paint on the iPad with it. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh boy, I'll tell you. Okay, now let's take this layer away because I was just demonstrating the pencil on that layer. So I'm just going to slide to the left and delete that. And now we've got the artwork that I was working on earlier today. I thought it would be kind of fun to look at doing some abstracts with some of the adjustments that you can use. So I'm going to start a new abstract, kind of like this. We'll go back to the gallery. I'll start a new painting, 6,000 by 6,000. That's a nice big size. And the first thing I'm going to do is go to my selection tool, and I've got freehand, and I'm going to tap color fill, and I'm going to have black chosen. And so I'm just going to start making some shapes here, and then fill with color. And then when I tap S, that will be filled with color. Let's do one more layer like that. Also in black, I'm going to turn this one, well, no, I'll leave that one on. Okay, and we've got black, freehand, and color fill. Let's just do this right here. And tap, and now I've got that. Okay, so I'm going to start there. Now I'm going to, let's have a duplicate. Let's duplicate this one right here. So slide it to the left and duplicate it. Go to the transform tool and, oh, I was on the wrong side, but that's all right, doesn't matter. I'm going to leave it there, although I'm going to flip it vertical. Let's do it that way, because I like those little loopy-loop things. All right, and let's do that one more time. Let's duplicate that one more time. Go to the transform tool. Let's move it up here this time, and let's flip it vertical. Now I've got those loopy-loop things up there. Okay, good. I'm going to start there. Now I'm going to merge these just by pinching them, and now they're all in one layer. Now I'm going to go to my eraser, and I am going to go to inking and Studio Pen. Where's Studio Pen? There's Studio Pen right there. So I've got eraser, and I'm going to erase some of this away. Let's see how big it is. Okay, that's good. That's a good size. So I'm just going to kind of break up these bigger shapes, you know, and you're probably thinking, well, why did you make them that big in the first place? Well, it's a little better to make these sort of organic shapes and then go back and take them apart. It's easier that way. Just trust me on that. It's easier. So I'm just going to bisect these guys. Just breaking up these big shapes. And you can do this a number of ways. You could do this with masking. You could do it with alpha lock. You can do it a bunch of different ways. But I'm just going to do it this way because it's easy this way. And you'll see why in a minute. It'll make sense in a minute. Why I want these big shapes broken up. Because you're probably thinking, well, why didn't you just make small shapes to begin with? But it's just easier this way. Okay, now I've got a bunch of crazy shapes. Now I'm going to go to adjustments over here, and I'm going to go to liquefy. And you're going to see why I did these small shapes. Go to liquefy, and I'm going to go size about yay big. And we're going to check twirl right, pressure, distortion, all the way up, and maximum momentum. So this is a adjustment that I can do to the canvas, to this layer, and I can do it in just certain places or overall. So I've got the size at about 62%. Let's see how big that is. Let's go right here. Yeah, that's a little small. Can you see that right there? That's a little bit small. So we're going to go bigger. Tap out of that. Let's go up bigger. Let's go to 88. Okay, that's better. So we're going to use this in several places. And now do you see why I broke that up with white? If I left it solid, I would just have solid black blobs. This way, I have the white interspersed with the black. So we're just going to do this all over. And the longer you hold it, the crazier it gets. And you can also do it as you move. So I can do it like this. Hope you guys are seeing that. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Now see, this right here is not what I'm after. This right here doesn't solve what I want to do. So I'm going to tap out of that, and I'm going to just hold stationary and have that push or that twirl right go in segments. And you'll see why in a minute. So we'll just keep doing that over the whole thing. Okay. Did we get everything? Let's come down here. Now I'm going to be off the canvas because I want this little corner here. So I'm going to be off the canvas, and I think I need to be off the canvas right here, and maybe right here, and close right there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now that's what I have. Oops, I missed a spot right there. Okay. So pretty much I got two spots right here I want to get, and right here. Okay, so now that is what I took the, oops, doggone it, I missed a spot right there. Let's go right there. Okay, perfect. All right, so I really wanted to break up all of those shapes, and I wanted them to look more organic. Now this looks pretty chaotic, right? But we're going to do some stuff to it. So first of all, yeah, it's chaotic. It's very chaotic. First of all, oh, Nando wants to know how you can create your own wrapping paper. Go to Spoonflower. This is where you want to go. Let me write it. I'm going to give you. Hold on. I'm going to write it so you can see it. On the right. Hope. Oh, yeah. Okay. Spoonflower. Oops. Black helps. Spoonflower.com. That's where you can do your own bed sheets, your own wrapping paper, your own wallpaper, your own everything. Okay. That's where you can do that. Okay, let's take that away. Now, actually, let me delete that. You're welcome, Nando. Okay, now this feels kind of chaotic, right? But we're gonna work on that. So let's do another layer, and now let's do some shapes. So I'm gonna go to Selection Tool, and I'm gonna have Color Fill, but this time I think I'm gonna go Ellipse. I'm gonna make an ellipse. And let's, instead of black, let's go to this kind of goldenrod color here. We're going to make an ellipse, and see I'm coming way off the canvas here. There we go. Okay, now that should be on top of the black area, but I don't want it on top. I want it behind. So let's pull it down, hold it, and pull it down. Now it's behind. Now let's do a little color fill. I'm going to go to this layer right here and I'm going to duplicate it just in case I make it horrible and I want to undo it. But I'm going to pull this layer, I'm going to hide this layer, I'm going to work on this layer. And then if I make a huge mistake, I can bring back my pristine layer, okay? And while I'm at it, let's lock this layer. Wait, I want to lock it. There it is. Whoops, lock, there. Okay, now I can't do anything to that layer. All right, so I'm on this layer right here, and I'm going to go to color fill, and let's start filling and see what happens. See, it won't fill everything. It'll only fill where the area is open. Oh, thank you, DeSalvado. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. So I can fill certain areas, and let's see what happens here. See, it did too much. So I'm going to tap out of that. So maybe what I'll do is I will fill some of these areas in with black. I'll draw into them. And I'll just get black. And I'll get my studio pen. There we go. And let's just join a couple of areas. That looks like that and right here. Okay, now let's see if I can get that pink to hold there. There we go. See, it didn't fill as much. So if you find those little breaks and you fill them with your studio pen, then you can fill in as you go. You don't have to fill in the entire thing. So let's get another color. Let's get a little turquoise here. Let's come down here. Yeah, see, some of these areas are going to fill, and you'll be able to do that. Now we'll go into the center here. Let's get a little lime green. And see, that's going to fill too much. So right here, I'm going to go back in there, tap it out with 2 fingers. I'm going to go in right here. I'm going to go back to my studio pen, back to black, and I'm going to find a couple of areas, like right here's a good area. And here, let's just follow these along, and we'll break one over here, and I think that might do it. Let's just bring that back around like that. Let's see if that does it. So that just helps to keep that container closed so that I can fill it with color and it doesn't go over the entire artwork. So let's try that and see if it works. We'll come right here. Yeah, see, now I've got just some really tiny spots I can fill. Oh, there's a leak there somewhere. Let's see, how about right here? Yeah. So you just have to kind of, oh, there's a leak right there. You just have to kind of look at it, find those areas. There's that's driving me crazy. There's something right here that's leaking. So what I'm going to do is I will go in and I'll get my black. And I'll go in, I'm going to get my studio pen, I'm going to get a little smaller, and I am going to join a couple of areas. Let's see, that one looks pretty good. Let's try that one. See if that one holds. Did it? Yeah, see, now that did better. That held better. It didn't go over the entire canvas. So just play with that, and that is a good way to kind of get the color in different areas. Let's change that color. Let's put that one back to green. Whoops, green. There. Okay, so that is just a really fun way to play with color. Now, I've got a little bit of white space, so I'm just going to go into my background color here. And let's just change our background color and see what it does to our... Yeah, see, that really works. That cyan will come in as a background color, and this solid gold is above it, so it won't show because that's at 100% opaque. If I go into the opacity of that gold right there and push it down, see how it changes color? Because now we've got gold and cyan mixing together, right? So it's a super fun way to work. You're just using the adjustments and the liquefy in the adjustments layer. So have fun with that. Isn't that wild? It looks like a 1970s poster from the Fillmore in San Francisco. How would I know that? How would I know what that looks like? Let me think about that for 10 seconds. Okay, so there you go. That's a little fun stuff. The replay on this? Oh yeah, let's look at the replay. So here is the video replay. Whenever you're working in Procreate, always go into your actions, go to video, make sure you have time-lapse recording turned on, and that will copy all of your keystrokes, and it will play them back for you. So here we go. Let's look at it. Oh, Spoonflower. Yeah, there we go. That's fun, right? So that is a little bit about how to make abstract, super groovy artwork with the Procreate app, and using that liquefy adjustments. Tons of fun stuff you can do with that. Tons of fun stuff. Where are we on time? Okay, well, we've got plenty of time. Let's do something else. Let's do in the Procreate app. Let's go back to the gallery. I want to show you a little bit about using the selection tool. So I'm going to make a new canvas, 6,000 by 6,000. I like to work in that size because it's big enough to be printed. So now this one, we're going to do something in the adjustments panel, which is kind of fun. First thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to go to the selection tool, and I'm going to do some, whoops, I had ellipse turned on. I want freehand, and I want color fill. And so when that pops up down at the bottom, you want to make sure you've got that. And I'm going to do some kind of pointy things here, like that. Boom. Okay. Let's do another one of those, another layer. Same thing, pointy. Well, let's start that again. Remember, 2 fingers takes it away, 3 fingers brings it back. So pointy, 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 like that. And I want that color to be that, there. Okay, all right, so a couple of pointy things. Let's go into our background color, and we're gonna call it, oh, the other thing, in the 5.2 updates, you now have these color cards. So you have your compact palette, and you also have color cards. And so you can go into these and rename them. So for instance, you know, cyan, 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 everything's named cyan, you know. This isn't cyan, that's something else. Oh, I don't want that color. Stop it, go away. There. But you can rename those color cards, okay? So there you go. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna do background color. Go to background color, go to compact, I prefer compact. And I like to use the disc. So just tap on the disc, and what color should we go? Let's go with this weird pink color. You'll see what I'm going to do here in a minute. It's going to be very strange. Okay, let's duplicate these layers a couple times because I'm too lazy to redraw them. And let's just move them around, flip them and move them around. So we got lots of stuff to play with. Let's change the shape on that. Freeform. Change the shape on that, rotate it a little bit, just so we have some information to play with, okay? Go to layers, go to this layer, go to transform, flip this one vertical, and rotate it. If you see the little green dot, that's how you rotate stuff. So we rotate that, bring it over here. Great. Okay, so I think that's good enough. All right, now let's take the adjustment panel and let's go liquefy and push. We're going to make these look like they're more organic. Right now they look really graphic, you know, triangles. So we want to make them look a little more organic. So let's go to this layer first. Go to adjustments, go to liquefy and push. And so Size is okay, I think. So just, I'll make it a little bigger so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to push these so that they have an organic feel to them. So they don't feel so static and graphic-y, right? Let's go to the next layer. Same thing. Adjustments, liquefy, push on this one. And see, you can make some really interesting shapes. And let's go to this one. And liquefy and push. And which one am I on? I've lost track. There we go. Okay. And finally, I think I missed this one totally. Let's go there, liquefy, and okay. So now I've got these really fun, weird, graphic-y shapes. Now let's go in and change the colors. Let's go to Adjustments, Hue, Saturation. Let's change the colors. Go to this one, Hue, Saturation. Go to Hue, change the hue. Maybe we'll push the saturation down so it's not quite so bright. One more. Adjustment, hue. Where's this one going? Let's make this one really, let's make it black. So you see, you can really do some fun stuff with just the adjustments panel. This layer right here, we forgot to adjust. So let's go in there, liquefy, push. We're just going to push it around. I can't see what I'm doing because it's in the back, but that's okay. Okay, we'll do some fun stuff here in a minute with the blend mode. And okay, and let's also, while we're there, let's go to hue, saturation, and change that. That's good. Now, the background color is hideous. Let's get another background color. Anything would be better than that. So I'm going to go there, maybe. Did I not do tap background color? Let's see. Oops. What happened here? I thought I was on background color. There. Okay. None of these are really good, but we'll just leave it there as kind of a neutral. Now what you can really do, what's really fun, is you can go in here and play with the blend mode. So I've got this highlighted. I'll go to the N, and I'm going to push the opacity down a little bit. Then I'm going to go to start playing with the blend mode. Let's put this over here so you can see what I'm doing. Start playing with the blend mode, and you can see how these things change depending on the blend mode. And we'll just leave it there. It's just random. Now this one that's black, let's duplicate it. Grab it, flip it vertical, pull it down here. That's really weird. I don't like it. Let's change that. That was very odd looking. And that should be, let's rotate it a little bit. No, actually that's okay. Let's leave it there like that. That's a very odd shape though. So this is the perfect time to go in and do some adjustment panel with liquefy. Let's push that a little more. That particular just feels really weird. Let's push it. There, that's better. That's better, much better. And you know, play with those adjustment panels because there's lots of fun stuff. Oh, hi, Breton. Hi. Did you just join us? Good, perfect. Make sure you hit that follow button. Okay, now. Oh, is he a troll? Oh, okay, thank you, Nando. I'll keep my eyes peeled. Or not. How about I just ignore him? Okay. So let's take a look at how we can do some fun stuff with the adjustments panel. I mean, with the blend modes. So going to these two, I'm going to make these two one layer. So I'm going to tap that and just tap merge down, and that makes that one layer. Now I can go in here and let's push the opacity down. And see, now you can see through. I'm going to change the background color because it's just not working. So what do we think about background color? White, maybe, how about something a little lighter? There, that's better. That's better. Okay, so now we've got all kinds of fun stuff we can do. We've got the blend modes that are working, and we can get even more complicated if we want to. So let's go into, say, this layer right here. We're going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to grab that layer and I'm going to pull it out so it's much bigger. And see that subtle, see the subtle layering that starts to happen? You get some really nice effects that way. And we're basically just copying and duplicating and playing with blend mode. Remind you of ice cream, Nando? What kind of ice cream have you been having? Rocky Road, maybe. So there you go. That is a really fun way to work with the blend modes and the adjustments panel. You can do a lot of fun stuff. Now, to get just a little bit more crazy, let's go back here to our layers. We're gonna grab all of these layers and pinch. We're gonna merge them all. So now we have one layer, and I'm gonna duplicate it. Duplicate that layer. Now I've got this layer, see that? I've got two layers exactly the same. Now I'm going to change the blend mode on the top layer. So we'll go here, push the opacity down a little bit so you can see everything that's going on. And actually, before I do that, I also want to rotate this one. So let's rotate it by 45 degrees, no, 90 degrees. There we go. Now see how that gets really complex? And all we've done is used some shapes. That's all we've really done. So let's push the opacity down on this one. And then let's look at the blend modes. Let's see what blend modes. Ooh, that one's kind of nice. That gives us some darks. Color burn looks pretty good. How does it look if we push up the opacity? Wow, look at that. That looks pretty good. That's looking pretty good, right? So these are the kinds of things you can do, and you don't have to be able to draw like Michelangelo. You know, all you need to do is work with shapes, adjustment panels, layers, blend mode, all that kind of stuff. This looks like fun, right? So a little bit busy, right? A little bit too busy. Let's do what we did on the last one. Remember the last one we did? This one right here. Remember that gold area that we created? Let's take that gold layer, from this image, and put it in the new image. I'm just going to hold and drag, and I'm going to drag it to the gallery. See, I don't have to recreate it. And I'm just going to hold. While I'm holding it, I just tap that new artwork, and now I'm going to drop that. And it's importing it, and there it is. It comes in right just like it did in the last one. This is a really good way to work if you want to have a theme running through several artworks. This is a good way to do that. So let's do this. That's a little too abrupt, don't you think? Don't you think that's a little too abrupt? So let's duplicate this layer again. And then let's select freehand. I'm going to hide this layer while I'm doing this. Let's just select freehand. Oops, thought I was in select mode. Select. We'll just select freehand like this. And I'm going to 3-finger swipe and cut and paste. Now when I cut and paste, it, oops, no, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry about that. Not cut and paste. Oh, I had color fill. No, take color fill off. Take color fill off. Make sure you have color fill off. Let's do that again. There we go. Hi, Caleb. You want to draw a Christmas tree? Oh. All right, so we're going to copy it. Let's just copy. Yeah, let's copy. No, I want to cut and paste. No, I'm going to copy. Copy. All right, so I should have that. Let's make a new layer. and swipe, 3-finger swipe and paste. Okay, now that should be on a new layer. See it right there? See that? That's my new layer. Okay, now I'm going to turn this back on. And I've got this one, I'm going to put it above this layer. Now see, I've got a nice shape there. It's a much more organic shape. Uh-oh. You know, you guys don't want to do that, right? Don't do that. Yeah, okay. You guys have fun out there. I'm drawing, so you guys do talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so that gives you kind of a fun shape that you can then paint back on top of if you want to, or you could leave it that way, or you could come into this layer right here, use your eraser, and what eraser am I using? Studio Pen. So you could come in here with your eraser and just save certain areas. Let's go a little bit. I'm actually going to use my airbrush eraser. And just, whoops, eraser, not pen. Eraser, airbrush. Airbrush, there we go. That's what I want. So just, you can come in here and you can have fun with that, you know? Do all kinds of fun stuff. Make cutouts and so on. But that will give you kind of a flavor of how you can work with these layers and your adjustments panel is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so next up, we're talking about the iPad Pro. We've talked about some traditional art materials. And anyone have questions about art materials or, you know, anything around traditional art, digital art? Have you started working in the iPad? Have you been working with the new update of Procreate? How are you all doing with that? Okay, let me know because I'm curious as to how you all are working with the new Procreate update, if you've had any issues around it, if there's, you know, stuff that you want to, you know, talk about, questions you need answered, that kind of thing. All right, so I think we're getting close to about the 90-minute mark. I'm going to go back through the carousel with you real quick. We're looking right now at the 2021 iPad Pro. That's the one I'm working on. And the next one in your carousel is an iPad Air. Now remember the compatibility for the new Procreate update. I'm going to put that page up there for you. That is the Procreate update. That is what devices are compatible with the new Procreate 5.2 update, okay? If you are not following me, hit that follow button because this month I am giving away a free class in my online classroom. So there you go. So make sure you hit that follow button and follow along. I will be giving that away sometime before the end of the month. Probably right after Thanksgiving. We'll give that away right after Thanksgiving. And it's a free class in my online classroom. It's yours forever. It's a $47 value or $57? $47 value, or maybe it's $57, I forget. Anyway, it's a free Procreate class. So there you go. Make sure you stay tuned for that and hit that follow button, okay? Just go to the link that's scrolling below me and all the information you need is right there. Okay? All right. All right, Caleb. Yeah, it's wild stuff, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. This Procreate, you can do some amazing things. Here's some I've been working on here. This is one we just did here. and lots of fun abstracts. This is one I did earlier today. And then, of course, you know, it's great for figure drawing too. And the Apple Pencil is amazing for that. The Apple Pencil, I'm going to highlight that for you. And that, make sure when you get your Apple Pencil, make sure you get the right one for the right iPad, okay? If we go over to the, let's go to the Amazon page for that. Just make sure, we'll go to the Amazon page there. Just make sure when you get your Apple Pencil that you check the compatibility. It's always on the product page. Check the compatibility and it'll tell you which iPad your pencil is compatible with. And you can actually use Procreate on any iPad. The 5.2 version is only compatible with these right here. That's for the 5.2 update that just happened last week, I think it was. And you have to be running iOS 14 to run that new update. Now, the reason for that is because of 3D painting. And if you haven't seen the 3D painting in Procreate, hang on to your hat because I'm about to show you that 3D painting. It's going to blow your mind, okay? So here we are inside the Procreate gallery. You can see right here I have a little roller skate shoe. I'm going to tap on that. Here is a ceramic vase. These are 3D models that you can download from Procreate. And if you need help on that, just go, I'm going to just open a random artwork here. Go to the Preferences, Actions, and then type Help or tap Help. And right here under What's New, tap that. And the model pack for the 3D is right there. And it'll walk you through all of the updates, the 3D painting, the accessibility features that are new. You can make bigger menus, bigger text. It's easier to read if you have vision issues. The the Page Assist. This is going to be great for people that are doing comics or anything where you do frames. You can import a PDF into Procreate and it will maintain the pages. It's pretty amazing, right? On the other hand, you can create comics and export them as PDFs. So there you go. Really, really cool. Okay, so that's where you get your model pack. And I'm going to go back to Gallery and I'm going to open up my 3D model pack. And you've got some inherent sort of default models that Procreate gives you, but you can also import models from other programs. And I haven't done it yet, but the one that I've been hearing about is Forger. So I will be looking into that and doing some stuff with that. But for the time being, you've got plenty to play with inside Procreate. So I'm going to open up this ceramic vase. And you can see that I've got this ceramic vase and it's got 3 dimensions, right? So if I go to Layers and I tap on Base Layer and I tap the 3-dimensional icon, then I can go to Color and I'll grab Teal and I'll grab my paintbrush. You paint just like you would if you were on any other object. So I'll go Soft Airbrush and I've got Teal. And so I'm going to make it bigger. And so I'm just, whoops, that's a little too big. Went a little crazy there, didn't I? So I'm just going to paint this. And because it's a 3D object, you have to paint all sides. So paint the whole thing. Don't forget the top. Keep going, keep painting. Don't forget the bottom. Let's see, did I forget anything? Top, you can paint the inside too if you want to. Looks like I got everything. Did I miss any spots? Nope, okay. Now, let's look at making it glossy or shiny. So I'll go back to Layers, go to Roughness, and it goes to black. So I'm just going to paint with black right here. And you can see it's a little glossy. You can start to see some reflections right here. But now if I go to the layers and I go to metallic and I paint, whoops, I think I'm supposed to paint with white. I keep getting these two confused. There we go. Okay, paint with white. Now you can see I've given it a really glossy metallic look. But I haven't painted this side, so this side needs to get that. I'm going to paint with the metallic first, and then I'll go back to roughness and bring up the roughness so that metallic really looks very shiny. Roughness, paint. Doesn't look like you're doing much with roughness. Then you go to metallic, white, bring the shine up, right? One more time. I'm doing this kind of sloppy, but I'm moving kind of quick here. Okay. And then, of course, you do the bottom and so on. Whoops! I'm going to just leave it like that for the time being. Here comes the fun part. Here comes the part that's going to blow your mind. So I am going to put this on top of my desk. I'm going to put this in augmented reality. So here we go. I am going to go back to Actions, 3D, and View in AR, like that. And you're going to see this pop up. You can see my iPad screen. You're going to see this pop up. Here's my desk. Here's my little flower. And pretty soon, there's that vase that I just painted right there. Pretty crazy, right? So you can actually put these in augmented reality. That is amazing, right? So there you go. That's a little bit about 3D painting in the iPad with Procreate 5.2. And gotta tell you, it is mind-blowing what you can do. So pay attention to that. You're going to be looking at some add-on, maybe a couple of add-on apps and whatnot. But it's pretty intuitive. It's pretty straightforward and very, very much fun. I mean, it is a lot of fun to play with that. I actually think, here's one I did a while back and put on my desk. And that vase doesn't really exist. That's a three-dimensional object I painted in Procreate. So there you go. Pretty awesome, right? It's fun stuff. Okay, I am going to wrap it up. It's coming up on 4:45 California time. And so it's about time for me to head out. So if you have questions, now is your chance. If you have questions about the iPad Pro or any of the things that are in your carousel right now, let's just recap real quick. We looked at the Zugu Case, which you're seeing right here in the overhead camera. That's my Zugu Case right there that I work on all the time now. I love that so much. Very strong, a lot of good protection for your devices. We looked at a couple of the iPads refurbished. Don't forget now, you get those refurbished items. Look at iPad Pro again. Get these refurbished items. Remember that you have a 90-day warranty from Amazon, so you're pretty well protected. And also, you're getting that device from somebody like me, because that's what I do with my old devices, even though I only have them a couple of years before I refresh the new one. So there you go. And in this case, Amazon's offering a payment plan as well. So let's take a look at that. That's a pretty good deal, right? That is the Apple iPad Pro 12.9 inch. And you can do whatever you need to do in digital work. You can do it right here on this iPad. And so there you go. That's a good way to get into an iPad. And also, I believe, yeah, you're getting a payment plan on this one. And whenever you look at these renewed items, just scroll down to the bottom of those pages and you will see all the information right there about, is it robot voice? Oh dear. Sorry guys. Let's switch. Hold on. Hold the phone. Okay. No, it's not my laptop dying. Oh man, that's just so frustrating. I got a brand new microphone and it's still doing it, huh? Sorry, Brian. Oh dear. Tammy has a question. Any suggestions for an 11-year-old girl who loves to draw? Wow. There are so many suggestions. Okay, so does she want to draw on the iPad or does she want to draw traditional or both? So pretty much anything that's in the carousel right now, you can get her an iPad to draw on. You can get her papers and pencil. You can get her the Pigma Micron pens, which are great. Yeah, robot voice. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Loves pencils. Okay, let's talk about pencils. There's a couple of pencils out there that I absolutely adore. I don't have it in the carousel, but I'm going to show it to you. Hang on. And what am I going to do about this robot voice? This is crazy. Oh my gosh, you guys. I guess the Blue Yeti mic is just not going to be my mic. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm pulling out my pencils right now. Here's a couple, and I think you're going to like these. Let me turn the overhead camera on so you can see these. Let's come in a little closer. Closer, a little closer. Okay. So these two are from General Pencil. This is the General Carbon Sketch. And this is the Sketch Wash. Oh, Nando, it's something causing interference because you can even hear a notification. Okay, thanks for that. I'll figure out what that is. Sorry about that, guys. I hope it's not too bad. Hang on a quick second. I am going to find my other microphone. Hold on. I have many microphones because I've been going through this for weeks now. And I think, Nando, I think you're right. Yeah, I'm going to show you just 1 second. Hang on, Tammy. Don't go away. I've got you. I just have to change my microphone. Let's see if I can change mics. Hopefully we can change mics. Okay, maybe that did it. Okay, Tammy. All right. You should be seeing the overhead camera, and you should see my hand with these pencils in it. Let's make sure you're seeing the right thing. Hold on. Yeah, here they are. So do you see those? You should be seeing the General Carbon Sketch and the General Sketch Wash. Those are the two pencils that I would suggest for someone, if you want to start out, get someone pencils that they love to work with pencil. So here's why I love the Sketch Wash so much. This is my favorite pencil of all time, and I'll show you why. Hang on. Let me get a piece of paper. Papier. Okay. So. Okay, you guys. Well, gee. Okay, let's make sure. Let's make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay. Yeah. Did we freeze? Is it frozen? Maybe it's frozen. Let's see, are we frozen? Could be, it could be, but Tammy, I think that might be at your end because it looks like I'm live at this end. Okay, all right, maybe we're frozen. When it starts to go wrong, it just goes wrong. There's nothing I can do. Yeah, Tammy, refresh your screen. Okay, now, what I was going to say is this is the General Sketch Wash, which I love this pencil. And I have to sharpen it a little bit because I haven't used it. So let me just sharpen it real quick. I'm just going to get a little bit sharpening here. Okay. So these are great pencils, especially for somebody who loves to draw. So they are a water-soluble graphite. So you can do some wonderful stuff with them. So let's see. Let's just do a little plant. Okay? A little plant thing, a little plant action here. I'll just do a little plant sitting on a table. This is my favorite kind of plant because you don't have to water it. Okay, so this is my sketch wash. Just a little bit of cast shadow here for flavor. Okay. Now, here comes the fun part. A little bit of water. Little water. Little paintbrush. Where's my paintbrush? Here's the fun part. It really makes you look good. It really makes you look like you know what you're doing. It's so easy to do this. Right? Now, I haven't done anything but use pencil and a little bit of water. That's all I'm using. Just a little bit of water and a little pencil. That's all. Now, if I really want to get fancy, I can go in here with my core watercolors. Grab a little green. It just isn't hard, y'all. You don't have to make it hard. And you know, if you've got somebody on your Christmas list that likes to draw, sketch wash, general sketch wash pencil. I'm going to put it in the chat box for you, Tammy, because honestly, you're going to love them. Your 11-year-old is going to love them. Let me find them for you. General sketch wash. Whoops, can I spell? Maybe not. Okay, here we go. There they are. All right, so here is, I'm going to put them in the chat box as soon as I find the doggone thingamajiggy. Why can't I find the share button? Well, all right, I'm just going to type it for you. How hard is that, right? Okay, general sketch wash. There. That's easy enough to find. And you know, your daughter, your 11-year-old will have so much fun with that because it's so simple and it makes you look good, right? I mean, you saw how hard that was. Not hard at all, right? Now, does she also need an instruction book? What does she like to draw? Does she like to draw people or... you're welcome, Tammy. Make sure you hit that follow button because I am also giving away a free class this month. Giving away a free class. She likes to draw people? Okay, well, if she likes to draw people, depending on what kind of people she likes to draw, I am going to put this up on the screen for you. Bernie Hogarth. This is the best. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. I was in the wrong thing. Let's see. I want to get this on the Amazon page for you because you will know what level your daughter's at. So here, let's see, can you see that? Yeah, let's look at the Amazon page. Okay, Amazon page. Alrighty. Now, this is, and I don't have these in the carousel. You guys get them on your own or whatever. But what I want to say is that if you want to help your daughter draw people, one of the best people on the planet for that is Bernie Hogarth. He's not with us anymore. He's been gone for a long time, but you don't get any better than these books right here. When it comes to classical anatomy and drawing figures and understanding musculature and stuff like that, this is the guy. This is the guy. As a matter of fact, I think I have all of his books. But look at this, drawing the human head, drawing hands, you know, and dynamic wrinkles and drapery. There you go. That would be wonderful for drawing fabric and things like that. And a lot of times with youngsters, with kids, they actually, not Bernie Sanders. Nando, you're hilarious. A lot of times with kids, it may not be appropriate for them to be in a life drawing class where there's an undraped model. So a lot of times you'll want to have them in a figure class, in a costume drawing class or something like that. And so the dynamic wrinkles and drapery can be really amazing because he talks about the anatomy and how the clothes hang on the figure. So you can't go wrong with Bernie Hogarth's books. You can't. I have been reading his books and drawing with his books since I was in college. And you all know how long ago that was, okay? It wasn't the day before yesterday. So, the dynamic anatomy. Oh, that's a good one. That's my favorite one. Dynamic anatomy is my favorite one. I have the original, I think it might be a first edition of the dynamic anatomy. Yeah, so it's wonderful. He's a wonderful, wonderful writer and artist. Now, these other people, I don't know who they are. I couldn't tell you. So how to draw cool stuff and all of that, I don't know about that. But I do know that Bernie Hogarth is the man, okay? So there you go. I hope that helps. Hope that helps, Tammy. Yeah, and definitely, you know, have her look up some of the YouTube classics, classes people are doing life drawing and stuff. So yeah, definitely. Awesome, awesome. Okay, wow, it's 5 o'clock. It's time for me to wrap it up. How did the sound come back? Nando, how did the sound come back? Am I still robotic? Any ideas about that? Good. I wonder if that sound went bad at the same time that we've started to freeze up. It might be something to do with the broadband. So there you go. Well, we know that my $30 lavalier mic works. So I've had this lavalier mic. This little bitty mic. I've had this since like 2013. I paid $30 for it. I should tell you, I should put it in my carousel sometime because I'm telling you, if you want a microphone that works, this is the one. And every once in a while when I get in trouble, I have to pull it out of the back of the closet and start using it again. So there you go. The external noise is still there, huh? Wonder what that is. Huh. Beats me, man. It's, who knows? Who knows? It's pretty, how about now? Let me know if it's still there. I bet it's feedback. I may have to hire an IT guy to come in and just debug my sound. All right, you all. Thank you for bearing with me with all the crazy sound issues. I appreciate that. And it's gone. And then I know exactly what it is. I know what it is. Nando, stay with me. Stay with me. Tell me if it's back. Tell me if it came back. I'm going to just pull my hair out if it comes back. Nando's going to have to get something fun from me because my resident sound engineer, who didn't know they were a sound engineer. All right. Well, we'll just let it ride for a minute. In the meantime, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you grab me. It came back. I know exactly what it is then. I know exactly what the problem is. You're a genius, Nando. You brought me good luck. You helped me find it. Thank you. Thank you. So make sure you hit the follow button. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 o'clock now. I've changed up my time from 12 and 4 to now I just do one long live stream. 1 2-hour live stream at 3 o'clock. Holy moly. Yeah, it's like a telethon. So if you have questions about traditional art supplies, about the iPad, about Procreate, you know where I'm at. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 o'clock. And I like to do kind of a mashup now. I'm doing digital art and traditional art or analog art in the same live stream all the time. So we can kind of cross-pollinate, okay? All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I'm going to head out of here. I have doggers at home that are chomping at the bit. It's time to feed the doggers. Have a great afternoon, evening, night, wherever you may be. Keep making all that creative, juicy goodness. Put it out in the universe because we need to see your magic, okay? Thanks for joining me. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.